So there's a couple of things I would like to change here. First things first, why is this not attached directly to the bottom there? It shouldn't have a gap. Okay, looks better now. So the issue of the antennas on the top of the Vostok, I am not sure what to do. We can just copy these communitrons and have them stick out there, but then we'll also have them sticking out during re-entry, and I don't think that's actually what happened in real life. Let's just have a look. I wonder if it's possible to search for the Vostok re-entry. Well, at least here we can see, of course you have the spherical capsule, but then do these things detach or do they just burn off, or what happens to them? It's very hard to tell. It doesn't look like they're detachable. I think actually the parachute sits on the side here, but that's okay. And this one doesn't have those big things on the top, so anyway. And let's just search quickly. So Vostok re-entry, what do we get? So yes, here they are still attached, I think, or no, they're actually not. That's interesting, although this one does look to be attached. The others seem to be detaching along with these straps that hold the capsule to the rest of the thing. Interesting, and it does have those two antennas on the bottom, so I'll also add those. But that one there seems to stay with it. Vostok, is this thing? Don't know what that was. But okay, obviously I can't detach antennas. That would just be a bit too much. So I guess we'll just re-enter with them. Is there anything else? I'll just go back to this one. Okay. Well, let's have a look. So instead of having these long, or all of them the same, these I'll keep, but this goes. So again, it's a compromise. I don't have those straps that can actually also detach the antennas. Oh well. So 4 of them, and if I just get it right. Is that more or less correct? Doesn't look like it is. This comes back to the antennas being the way that they are. Actually have to rotate them first and then take them out. Something like that, just a little bit more correct. So this is always the thing, building craft like this, it's always a process, but it's one I really enjoy, I must say. That's why I tend to do it off camera, even when I say I won't. So maybe just a little up. I don't want that little ridge there sticking into the block. I can't get a closer look. Something like that. That doesn't look bad, and they look more or less straight, I think. Okay, so that's how that's going to go. Then there were those additional antennas on the bottom. But now how to do that? The problem with that is we can't attach anything to the fairing. Although of course the radiators will do. But I wonder, are these things correctly positioned? No, it doesn't look like it. These are not correct. They have to sit on the other 4 corners, if we can imagine it like that. Oh well. I really don't like messing with this stuff once it's reasonably done. But I think we should fix it if we can. Now, how to do that? I need to kind of get in there now. No. There we go, something like that. I was just thinking that doesn't quite look right now. Can I move them a bit further down just so that block fully sticks out there? That looks nice. So now the others can come onto the side, because I was thinking now these two should be the same orientation on the bottom, but the others are in the way. So anyway, quick fix for that. Now to get just two is going to be a problem, because these are in 4 times symmetry, 2 of them, so there's 8 of these radiators, and of course that means the symmetry wants to match that, unless I put it onto the main service bay again. This service bay is becoming so useful, everything basically gets attached to it. Okay, now I can play around with it. Ah, only so far. Well, that's not too bad, maybe. Although, no, I don't like it. It has to go further. Hey, we can actually attach it to the engine, maybe. No, that doesn't look right. I need to get in here. Okay, let's see this. Same thing again. We just end up back where we started. It does not want to go further. Oh well, that'll have to do then. We'll just deploy them. Of course they'll be much longer then. Let me just make sure the action groups are correct now. There is only the one with the antennas. And of course there's only the 2 there. Okay. Now, as for this capsule detaching from the rest of the craft, I am not sure. I almost want to say this is like the service module. But now, why does it not detach cleanly? I mean, we've moved the tanks down quite a lot now. Could it? It can't be the antennas, surely. There is the heat shield. There's nothing clipping into that. Oh well. It can spin around a little bit, I guess. So let me just put this back again the way that it was. And the same with the rest of the rocket. Just because it works now, so let's not lose the progress that we've got here. Okay, I think that will do. So now I'll just save it again, and I think let's do a Kerbal launch. I know it's risky because death is death, and there's no gonna be reverting on this one. So I still feel that we're ready though. So we're gonna do this one on a slightly inclined orbit, I think. Why not? Just to be different. And yes, let's see. So obvious choice is Jebediah. And this will then be Vostok 1, so this will obviously just override the previous Vostok save. So I'll just maybe say R7 Vostok 1, just so that we keep that one. There we go. Alright, so for this one I'm just going to again do the same, speed it up, and try to get some inspirational kind of dramatic music, because this is a big moment in Kerbin's history. So, here we go. And welcome, my friends, to orbit. We've done it. The first Kerbal is finally not only in space, but in orbit as well. You could see there at the end, I was using the vernier thrusters of the upper stage to actually roll us, so that the window would at least show down towards the planet there. Otherwise, poor Jeb would not be able to see anything. So let's just deploy the antennas. And I think those on the bottom look just fine. There we go. So that's the final version of the Vostok, and I must say again, I'm very proud of that. And let's have a look what it's like inside. So there, of course, Jeb has a pristine view, the very first time any Kerbal sees his or her planet from space. And I just love how the tank also sits here, you know, gives it that feeling of the, you know, sort of a real thing. And then, yes, we're still tracking, of course, the prograde, but that's fine. So that will keep him basically facing down towards the ground, which is fine, actually. Of course, that means no physical or non-physical time warp. But anyway, at least he's pointing the right way. So even on the other side of the planet, it would be nothing to just flip him around so he could see the ground again. So I think this calls for some more Moonlight Sonata. I love that. It just fits so well with orbit. And let's go around a few times. I'm going to put this one, I think, in physical time warp, just so we see how that goes. So there we go. I do feel like we've shared this journey. You know, it's so interesting. Anyway, there we go. Let's have a look at how this goes. Maybe not the best idea. The SAS got a little upset there. So let's not track the ground. Just normal time warp. Okay, let's see if we can go home. The problem, of course, with an inclined orbit is we have to wait until the target is relatively near to where we are going to pass over, but maybe it won't be that important. Let's aim for the desert here. So we're not really going to aim for the space center now. So first things first, just aim retrograde. How many orbits has he spent here now? It's an hour, so a couple at least. We don't want him to stay up here too long. This is, after all, only the very first attempt. And we've already used up a lot of our RCS just maneuvering around the whole time. So, interesting. What happens if I say log the data? Okay, not that one, maybe. This one. Keep that. Is there any way to transfer it into this? Probably not. Only with that science probe thing. Oh well, that's fine. I'm not going to EVA, not on with the Vostok. It's not time for that yet. So let's just go home. 5, 4, 3, 2. Very nice. Not too much G-force at least. We might as well finish the whole tank. Well, let's see. Is that going to be wise? Probably not. We're already basically landing. Okay, right there. That will do. So, what I'm going to do now is I'll wait again until we're almost re-entering, and then I'll detach the rest, because after all we can imagine there's some extra oxygen and things in this service module section, and also we don't want to upset the craft too much when we detach, so at least it won't spin all over the place, and hopefully it will correct itself more quickly like that. So here we go. And a magnificent return from our heroic venture into space. I must say, together with the poles, the deserts are my favorite biomes. There's just something about, look at that color of the atmosphere there, and I don't know, just the lighting and everything. It looks so magnificent. So obviously not perhaps the most ideal place to return. These are scorching deserts, but the rescue helicopter is already on its way, so Jebediah is going home to an absolute hero's welcome, and I think then this is also a great place to end the video. I think next time we can dedicate the whole video to Venera 1, because we will have to transit all the way to Eve and fly by and everything, so I think that will be a video on its own. Thank you very much for watching, and do let me know what do you think about this Vostok and R7. It's been a lot of fun to build, and it seems to work magnificently. The whole thing was just perfect from start to finish, no problems. Just the detaching of this capsule is still a little bit wobbly, but I think that's okay, because the real thing was a sphere anyway. You would imagine it would spin around a little bit until the weight stabilized it during the atmospheric re-entry. So anyway, thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day.